So you've opened your Upwork account and you have optimized your profile. It's looking good, and now you're looking for work. But are you doing it the right way? Well, right here, right now, I'm going to show you everything that you need to know to get your first job on Upwork, even if you don't know anything. Now, at this point, if you are struggling to maybe optimize your profile or figure out what you want to do, you can go ahead and click the link upstairs in the video on the screen right now. I will put something there for you. Go and watch that one first and come back here. Otherwise, you're going to be working backwards. So if you are ready, grab yourself a pen and a notebook, open up a fresh document, get yourself a cup of coffee, and let's jump straight into it. So here we are on our homepage, and I'm using my personal Upwork profile as an example here. So because it's developed, I need to show you a few things. So the first thing that we're going to have a look at is what people normally do is they optimize their profile and then they go out looking for jobs, and they find that they're actually not really suitable for many jobs because maybe they don't have any experience. If you are a new user on Upwork, you perhaps don't have any previous work experience that you can actually put on Upwork. So how do you build a profile? And then how do you get a job from that profile? So this is how we're going to work. We work backwards because we don't yet have any work experience. So the first thing we're going to do is look for a job, and then we are going to optimize our profile and our proposal that we submit for the job specifically for that job. So this is what I'm talking about. On this homepage, on the top right hand side, you'll see a search bar, and here you can search for type of job. Okay, so let's take two scenarios into consideration. The first one is like media production. Maybe you make videos, maybe you're good at that sort of thing. Maybe it's a bit of a passion. Maybe you're artistic, you draw, you sketch. Maybe you into gaming, animation, anything like that, any creative kind of stuff. Okay. Search for the type of work. If you're not a creative individual and maybe you're something a little bit more corporate or a little bit more on the other side of that, search for something specific. I'm going to use two examples. The first one I'm going to use is UGC. Now, UGC sounds complicated because we don't know what it stands for, but UGC stands for user-generated content. And in a nutshell, UGC is like a fancy selfie video. And if you have a phone with a camera and you don't mind taking videos of yourself or even maybe of other people, and you have a little bit of know-how, UGCs are a fantastic way to get started. Let me show you how we do this. So let's go into our search bar and we're going to just type in UGC. We can also type in user generated content, whatever. We're going to search for something. Now what you'll have here is on the right side of that search bar, you'll see jobs, and we're looking for jobs. Okay, so let's have a look here. There's a couple jobs. So here is an AI avatar video production. No, there's a Dutch UGC. There we go. UGC videos. Looking for actors, male, for short videos for ads. No speaking involved. Okay, so that sounds easy. Okay, cool. That is a good place to start because you don't have any experience, and already they're saying there's no speaking involved, so you don't even have to be good at a particular language, English specifically, and then you need to click on it and go into the actual job post, and you need to look at all the details of this job. So once you're actually in the job, you can go through all of the details. Now, this is an important part. You need to go through the details of your job. So you need to know exactly what it is that the client is actually looking for so that you can optimize your profile and ultimately that proposal that you're going to be sending, that cover letter that you're going to be including specifically for this job. So you can see all of the details over here. Look through the details, read them, understand them, and do it properly. Get a good understanding. What you're going to do from now is, if you can identify some sort of element that they are wanting. For this example, it's fantastic. They're looking for UGC videos. Now, you can ask ChatGPT to write you a 30-second script. You can come up with something in your head, make a script, write a script, do it from your head, film yourself saying something on camera. Make it look legit. Okay, make it look realistic, make it look good, make it look high quality. And when you submit a proposal for this job, you will have a sample that is relative to this job. So when this client looks for somebody to hire, they're going to see your profile and they're going to see relevant content within your profile. Although it's not an Upwork job, it is still a previous work sample. And whether you got paid for that sample or not, whether you got paid for that video that you've created, it's irrelevant. All you need to do is show the client what you look like on camera and what they could be potentially purchasing when they're hiring you. So that's one example of more of a creative type thing. And there's tons of ways to create things that people are looking for, just so that you can show them what your product would look like. So you can use Canva. That is a free application for digital design. You can use CapCut as a video editor on your mobile device or on a PC. That is free software. It's got tons of features. Trust me, as a beginner video editor, there's nothing more that you need than CapCut. CapCut is amazing. There are also very nice photo editing apps that you can use that are completely free. So there's tons of tools out there that you can use that are free, and you can generate all of these creative pieces of work to use as samples. Let's jump into the different type of work scenario. Let's say you are maybe a little bit older, you're not really into the whole being in front of the camera thing, and let's say that you have an experience previously in sales, customer service. All right, so let's have a look into customer service. We're going to dial in customer service, hit enter. Let's go and have a look at what jobs are actually available. Now, I'm going through this process quickly, but the whole idea here is that you're going through this and you're really getting an idea of what the client market really is looking for. So you will start to pick up where all of the clients in all of the jobs are saying pretty much the same thing. They're looking for X amount of quality. They're looking for specifics. For example, a specific video resolution. Maybe they're looking for a specific format that you need to deliver your product or your goods in. So you'll go through this and you'll get a feeling. Okay, so let's go through the customer service jobs over here. So here is a virtual assistant that's needed for data entry and cold calling. Now, let's say previously that you dealt with people, you were in sales, you were in customer service department for a company previously. This is an appropriate job because guess what? You can't actually show on paper that you did the work previously unless you have maybe a certificate or anything else on a physical piece of paper, including your previous work experience. But that doesn't talk as much as actual physical proof. So what you need to do here is make sure that you are implementing your personality when dealing with your client when you put your proposal in, which we will get to at a later stage. But the same rules apply for this type of job and every other type of job. Read through the details and make sure that you understand it properly, because there's nothing worse than submitting a proposal and it's amazing when you get a reply from the client and you're actually not able to do the work because you don't understand fully what the job requires. And this is common because you're excited, you want to jump in, you want to get started, you want to just go. And this is a new journey. There's a lot of energy involved here, but it's a good idea to every now and then just step back and say, "Usa, let's read, let's understand properly." Don't waste your time on running through job descriptions, because this is a very short description, but some job descriptions can be really, really long. So you want to make sure that you are understanding your job properly. So you found the job and you've created work samples, and now you need to go through the process of actually submitting a proposal. How do we do that? Well, I'm going to submit a proposal for this job right over here. I'm not going to really submit it because I actually am not qualified for a job like this, but I'm going to show you the process. So once you've clicked on the actual job, you'll see this window come up, and there's a few details now that you need to sort of take care of. So the first thing is avoiding generic greetings like "Dear Sir" or "Madam," greetings, other things like that. It's just "to whom it may concern." It's very outdated. It's very outdated. It's 2024. People communicate in a different way. But there is one little secret that I must share with you. So if you're on this page and you're going through these details, if you scroll down, you'll see that there is the client's recent history. Now, Upwork does not display a client's name, but you can find it within the previous client history, because other freelancers that have worked for them will leave a review after they have completed their work. And very often in those reviews, they address the client by name, which is fantastic. So you can actually go through here and you can look through this and find a name. It's a real bonus. So let me show you. Here's an example. So you can see here, we're going to go all the way down. And as you're going down here, you'll see here are the reviews left by some of the freelancers, and it's the very top one. So where you see the 5 stars, the big 5 stars, that is the freelancer's review of the client. So you can see, let's have a look here. Mertha, that is somebody's name. So whoever's dealing with this client contract, that's Mertha. Here's another one. Thank you, Mertha. All right. So you can go through now and look for a name. When you've got a name, you've got gold. Let's hit the apply now on the top right hand side. And this is where you start understanding the details of submitting the proposal. So the first thing is your general profile, and this is just your Upwork profile. You shouldn't worry about specializing right now, so just leave it as is. You'll see again all the details. You'll see the rate. You'll see the experience level that they require here, and again you can read through all the details of the job. They also state some of the skills and expertise that are potentially required, and then we get into the terms. Okay, so currently my profile hourly rate is at $30, but this client is offering $4 to $7, which in the beginning, if this is going to be something that you're starting out with, you really should not be greedy. If the client's budget is $4 to $7, jump in at $7. Don't think that it's too little. It's a start. And if you don't do this and get the job and try it out and see if it works, you'll never understand if it was the right choice to do the job for $7 or not. So try it and learn from that experience. So you'll change this over here. We'll say it's $7 an hour, and you'll see that there is a service fee. Upwork takes 10% of your earnings, and it also tells you what you're going to receive. Over here, there is a new feature on Upwork. You're able to schedule an increase. I always say never, because that's something that you kind of discuss with a client privately. I think it's not something that really needs to be put up here, right now, especially if it's a one-time job. And then we get to pretty much the most important part of submitting this proposal, your cover letter. Right, so remember we found the name of somebody and we are going to address this person. So we're going to go, hi John, hi Bob, hi Sam, Sean, Mertha, Martha, whatever. Address the person and start with the body. Now, the body of this cover letter is extremely important. The greeting, very important. Make sure that you greet properly. The body, make sure that you are client focused. Writing things like, I have X amount of experience, I love this, I can do that. The client doesn't care. The client wants to know what you can give to him or her. So your focus when writing this cover letter really should be client focused and not self-centered. It should really focus on highlighting the client. Let me show you, for an example, some of my very first proposals, and I'm slightly embarrassed, but I'm going to show you anyways. Let's use this one. This is probably the worst one. Okay, so somebody's looking for a voice actor to record greetings for their voicemail for their company. Great. It's right up my alley. That's what I want to do. I want to do voice acting. And so I submit a proposal. This is what my proposal looks like. Hi, I would like to share with you my warm hospitality through my voice. What does that even mean? If it's a professional, friendly, and warm, welcoming tone you're looking for, look no further. I am a frontman in the service industry, and I have been for the past 12 years. That is completely irrelevant. What does that matter? I would be honored to represent your greeting voice and voicemail. Okay, that doesn't make any sense either. The sentence structure, the wording, it sucks. It really does. Oh wow, where were we? Okay. What does your company do? What values do you stand for? Who is your market? This will give me more of an idea of what tone to fine tune to. Also, absolutely, completely irrelevant. I look so very forward to hearing from you. Great. Yours sincerely, so formal, Tyler John Hellyer, full name. I told you, it's embarrassing, but this was one of my very first proposals, and I had no idea how to write a cover letter. And I tried. I didn't get the job, as you would expect. However, I learned from this because I can look back at it and I can identify where I was not doing well. So, writing cover letters now helps me get more jobs. And if you can, straight off of the bat, understand the structure of a cover letter, it'll help you so much more to getting a job quicker. So when you're submitting your proposal, make sure that you are focusing on the client. And instead of saying, I have X amount of experience in XYZ, make sure that you can say, I will offer X to your project. And keep it short and sweet, keep it concise, and straight to the point. Upwork also has this AI implementation, whereas they assess your cover letter, they assess the job that you are submitting the cover letter for, and then they give you tips. So they try and give you an idea of how to steer your cover letter. And basically, one of the things that I picked up within this process when this new AI implementation came in was that it tries to let your cover letter focus on the pain points of your client. So if your client is looking for ABC, don't talk about anything else. Tell the client that you will deliver ABC. Make it enticing. Make the client want to hire you. The next thing and the last part of your cover letter is probably the most important part of the cover letter. It is the call to action. Now, a call to action is somewhat of a question, and you'll have clients reading through tons of cover letters, proposals, trying to find the right person. And at the end of the day, what a client wants, if they're high paying and they're serious and they want to get their work done, is action. They want action. So if you can end off your proposal within your cover letter with an action, then that is a good chance of getting hired. Finish off with, let's schedule a quick call. Let's schedule a quick chat. When are you free to discuss the details? Ask a question, because the cover letter is going to be read through, and the last thing they're going to read is, when can we meet? When can we schedule a call? When can we book a meeting? And that person is going to go, when can I book a meeting? Because this guy wants to get going. He sounds like an actionable person. And that's how you're going to write that cover letter. Now, the next part is your attachments. If you are going to be adding attachments, like we spoke of earlier on, if you are doing something that has to do with media production or content creation, then you want to look for the specifics in the job that your client is looking for, and maybe produce something similar, and you can attach it right over here. If you just click on upload, it'll open up your computer's file explorer. You can just add it right over there. You can do the same thing on your mobile device. In actual fact, Upwork's mobile app is actually quite optimized. It's very, very nice. I used the mobile app for quite some time before I actually used Upwork on a computer. Now, if you do have previous work experience, you will add it over here in the bottom. There is the Upwork job option. And then if you have portfolio projects, which you have put into your profile, and so it's not really job specific, but it's just something that you've done in the past, and it could be related to this job. You can add it in there. And then if you have any certificates or any achievements, you can actually add that in here as well. So for the example of applying for a job, whereas you are going into customer service, maybe you have a certificate customer service, and you can add that in over here. Now, for now, boosting a proposal, I don't think at this stage as a beginner is very important. And the reason for this is they're going to push you. When you boost your proposal, they push you to the top of the list depending on how many connects you use. Right now, I would not try and focus on spending all of your connects on one job. As you can see over here, the first place bid is 30 connects. So you'll have to spend 30 connects on one single job. And I just don't think that that makes any sense. The way that I would do it is just send the proposal for the amount of connects that the job is requiring of you. And in this case, it's 15 connects, and that's fine. That means the client will see your proposal and you could be considered. Now, once you have sent this in, you're going to sit and you're going to wait. You're going to wait for your phone to go off. You're going to wait for that email notification. You're going to wait for a reply. And this could be time consuming. Don't wait. Submit another proposal. Look for a different type of job. Look for other opportunities. Submit as many proposals as you can, because as a beginner on Upwork, being in such a competitive market, you are 100% definitely going to need at least 20 proposals before you actually start to get an idea of what is required from the Upwork client community, and also from yourself, just the experience of submitting each and every proposal and learning from each one of them. Try and better your proposal, try and better that cover letter each and every single time. And eventually you will get a job if you just keep on at it. Now, again, I'm going to just say this. I've said this in all my other videos. There's no easy way to do this. You don't just jump on here and you start making tons of money immediately. This requires hard work. It's one of those things. If it's really worth it, it's going to require some hard work. It's going to require some time and effort to be put in. Okay, so I've got some bonus tips over here, and this is pretty important. The first thing is go on to Upwork.com and look for their terms of service. Read their terms of service. You will find it on this page. If you go all the way down to the bottom, there's the black bar and you'll see terms of service. Read their terms of service, because there's a bunch of detail in there that if you understand, you will really, really do better at submitting proposals and winning jobs, because that's what you're here for at the end of the day. Do not start work until a contract has been opened. When I first started, I bought camera equipment because I spoke to a client and it sounded promising, and I never got a reply back from that client. It was disheartening because I bought the equipment for the job, but I ended up not getting the job. And the budget that was on the job would have covered that equipment, but I didn't get the job, so it really was completely irrelevant. Until that contract is open, make sure 100% that contract is opened, and then start working. Okay, so let's make this fun. If you have submitted a proposal already, drop it down in the comment section below, whether it was good or bad, and let us know what you thought of it, and we'll actually comment and we'll tell you what we thought of it. If you haven't yet submitted a proposal and you can't drop one in the comments section, go and write your cover letter. Go and get your first job. There's no better time than right now to start. And the only way you're going to start is if you put your finger down on that mouse and click the buttons you need to click. All right. As I mentioned previously, if this is the first video that you're watching, you should actually go back and watch the previous videos to get to this point so that you have a better understanding of what's going on. So if you want to check them out, you can go ahead and click on any one of these videos to get started. We'll see you in another video. Peace.